Okay. So we'll say the pranam prayers and we'll start. Namo Shambhadaya Vishnu Prashta Bhutale Shinde Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desharane Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai. So we are reading from page number 370. I think Prabhu, you may come forward then. Oh, he is sharing anyway. So Prabhuji will be able to share it.
Can it clear?
Okay, so Rajesh Prabhu, you want to proceed?
Shall I read from the top, Prabhuji? Everything requires a guru. From there.
Today, Srila Prabhupada departed for Melbourne. That is the point. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Good to see you. So we have Pune, Coimbatore, Mira Road. And Hyderabad also. Nice.
Shall I continue, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. The next day.
Yeah, the next day, Srila Prabhupada departed for Melbourne. Soon thereafter, Amoga and his wife came to Juhu from Australia. Prabha Vishnu, who had been serving as the Juhu vice president, wanted to join the library party and travel and distribute books. He had asked Prabhupada several times if he could do some kind of traveling and preaching, but Prabhupada had always told him, "You have to stay, we need you here." Then finally, Prabhupada had said that if Prabha Vishnu could find a replacement, he could go.
So who is going? Who wants to go?
Prabha Vishnu wants to go.
So he wants to join where? Join
library party and travel and distribute books.
Okay. Yes, please continue, Prabhu.
We asked Amoga and he wrote to Prabhupada, who agreed. You may remain in Bombay and assist with the temple management in cooperation with Giriraj Das. Soon thereafter, in August, Back to God had published a lecture by Srila Prabhupada under the title.
Hold on. So Amoga is actually somehow he is found as a replacement for Prabhu Vishnu. And he said you can assist Giriraj Das. Yes, Prabhu.
Soon thereafter, in August, Back to God had published a lecture by Srila Prabhupada under the title, What is a Guru?, in which he referred to an exchange between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Vallabhacharya. The bona fide Guru will simply present what the Supreme Guru, God, says in a bona fide scripture. A Guru cannot change the message of the disciplic succession. Once there was a gentleman named Vallabhacharya who was very devoted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vallabhacharya wrote a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam and he presented it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, saying, Lord Chaitanya, please hear my commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. You will find that it is far better than Sridhara Swami's. Sridhara Swami was a very ancient commentator. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately rejected Vallabhacharya, saying, Oh, are you claiming that you have written something better than Sridhar Swami? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then chastised Vallabhacharya, saying, Swami ke yini na mane na tini veshya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sarcastically used the word Swami, which also means husband. He said, I think that one who does not recognize the Swami, husband, is a prostitute. In other words, if you do not recognize Sridhar Swami, then you are a prostitute. How can I hear from a prostitute?
So now here comes the complication. Because Vallabhacharya is Vallabh Sampradaya, Pushtimarg. Now, this is a very tricky thing. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it comes. Many devotees also have asked these things to me and few others also. That how do we relate this? Because there are many Vallabha Sampradaya devotees who are somebody called. So then actually many Vallabhacharya Sampradaya devotees are there, Gujaratis, they all are there. So they tend to also ask this question, why, both are acharyas. Vallabhacharya is for the Vallabh Sampradaya. So how can we consider this thing? So if you when you ask this question, it is there. Even or Srivaldev Prabhupada, because they are also from that side. So what happened is, this thing Prabhupada actually explained in a from a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's point of view, because you cannot criticize an acharya. Like Vallabhacharya should not have criticized Sridhar Swami. So it is important to maintain that decorum. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used that thing to Prabhu. I am speaking here. I hope, is everybody okay with the things? I hope there is no.
It's very clear, Prabhu.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So this got published in BTG, and Sumati Morarji, who is a well-wisher, she is a Vallabh Sampradaya. Every time Prabhupada used to talk to her, he will glorify Laddu Gopal deity, and he will glorify Bal Krishna, he will glorify that form of the Lord, because that is what is their usual they worship. So it's a very interesting thing. It will come to a point where Sumati Moraji will get a bit upset about this thing being put. So we'll continue reading further.
Sumati Moraji was a staunch follower of the Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, and she became disturbed and wrote Prabhupada a long letter, which was delivered to me in Juhu and which I forwarded to him in New Mayapur, France. In my covering letter, I mentioned that her secretary had been approaching me almost every day on her behalf, but that His Holiness Tilkayat Govindalal Maharaja, the head of the Vallabha Sampradaya in Nathdwara, who is Nathdwara, who as Tilkayat was entrusted with the seva of the famous deity Srinathji, appeared to be the main person behind the agitation. I had a firm belief in your mission of spreading the message of Sri Krishna all over the world, Sumati Moraji had written. But reading the above extract of your lecture, I was very much disappointed, since therein you attempted to portray an incorrect image of Sri Vallabhacharya based on hearsays. Time has been changing, and when we present the image of our ancient acharyas to the public today, great responsibility rests in us in preserving their greatness and not in tarnishing them. Every acharya is great in his own way, and no acharya is greater than another. Each had come to this world to perform one's duties, and every acharya has done so in the best possible way. She said she could generate wide and adverse publicity against ISKCON, but did not feel that doing so would serve anyone's interest. She ended with a request that things could be amicably resolved. I sincerely trust that your good self will take my observations in the proper perspective and spirit and publish your clarifications with a view to remove any misunderstandings which may have been created in the minds of the readers of Back to Godhead.
See, now there's a very sensitive and tricky thing here. What's happening is, actually it is there in Chaitanya. Prabhupada did not make anything out of it. But one more thing we also have to understand is that talks between two acharyas or two spiritual masters, senior Vaishnavas, should not be taken out of context. Here, there is also a section where Vallabhacharya comes every day to read this Bhagavatam, but nobody is ready to listen to that commentary. Or Gadadhar, when he sits and he keeps hearing, because he couldn't say no to Vallabhacharya. But it is also there that why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was not disrespecting him, but he was just trying to prove a point that Bhagavatam should not be taken or spoken with a, how should I say, with a urge for, okay, I've written this commentary, please, you have to listen, kind of. That not with a Zabardasti say, nahi karna hai. We should not force somebody to hear this thing. It actually should be taken, catch how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes it. So if we take it this way that, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dealing with Vallabhacharya and Acharya like this, man, if that is the case, then Brahma is the Acharya for Brahma Sampradaya. He was also in Bhagavatam, he is completely insulted by Krishna in the Brahma Vimohan Lila. Shiva is the thing for head for Rudra Sampradaya. Yeah, and the other one is Kumar Sampradaya, that Nimbarka Sampradaya, right? Nimbarka Acharya. So if that is the case, you will say that Brahma should not be insulted. This is what happens because Madhva Sampradaya is coming from our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, right? So they don't accept that Brahma Vimohan Lila in Bhagavatam. Madhva Sampradayas. Oh, Madhvacharya accepts, but the followers don't. Some of them, I don't know about everybody, but some of them don't accept. They say that our Acharya, how can he be illusioned? But that is where Prabhupada gives a very beautiful commentary, or even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. The thing is, an Acharya is such a surrendered Acharya that he is ready to go through that kind of being seen as a made mockery of by others, but still surrender and serve the purpose of Krishna. Krishna wanted to serve purpose by using that very Acharya. He puts Arjuna also into illusion. He calls him Nanu Shochanti Pandita. How difficult it would be for Arjuna to hear these words after going through the whole life's torture, right? You are talking as if you are a pandit, you are a fool, actually. So the thing is, one of the things we have to also understand is that sentimentally we should not also go. Okay, my Acharya is beyond all things, whatever. This thing is actually, this lesson is there for us to teach. The Chaitanya Prabhu wanted to teach that you should actually not, you should just relish first yourself and not put forward that I have written this commentary, please hear. Not like that. Vallabhacharya is also not like that. Vallabhacharya is a great personality. With just 11 years old, he had that only one sloka in his hand. Samya Prasa iti proktam, that Vyasadev's ashram, na? Samya Pras. It is there. So he just had that in his palm leaf with him, and he kept on going from Gujarat. He was going all the way, asking people, where is his Samya Pras? Where is Samya Pras? That 11 years old boy. He went all the way to Badrinath and he went and took darshan of the Lord there. So as she says also, every Acharya has their own unique thing, but they also agreed to play this pastime. So we should see it from that perspective, and not judge anybody by up or down by that. So here, this particular thing made her feel like, I am belonging to this so-and-so somebody. How can they tell me? Genuinely, one can feel that way. That's okay. But it is not a concocted story. It is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. That is what we should understand. Prabhupada did not make a story just to put Vallabhacharya down. No. That's what she's saying. It's like it's based on hearsays. This is not based on hearsay. Understand? That is what she's saying. So Prabhupada, but at the same time, see how sensitive is Prabhupada, because Sumati Munerji only gave him first ticket, free ticket, and she has been helpful also. Many times after Prabhupada reached there, he would write. He had written to so many of his God brothers, many of them did respond, but he would write to her. She would send things in the next ship. Many things she has sent like that.
Prabhu, one thing I want to clarify is like when Vallabhacharya says like कि मेरा commentary Sridhar Swami से बड़ा है. So how do we understand? Because he is also an Acharya.
That is what irked Chaitanya Prabhu's followers. We should never say that mine is greater than the other person's. He has also given his view. I have also given my view. That is, you could just I would like to share it for your pleasure. So it is something which Vallabhacharya played a role to teach us a lesson. That's how we should see it. But when naturally, when those who are followers of Chaitanya put it, they will just put it like that. In some purports also, in one of the Bhagavad Gita purports, Prabhupada will compare, it looked like a comparison, but it is not a comparison. He'll put two instances of Shiva and Haridas Thakur.
Yeah.
In the second chapter will be there. Like Shiva agreed to meet with Parvati, but Haridas Thakur did not. That kind of a thing. It will look like, but he's not. He's putting two separate instances next to each other.
Haridas Thakur is superior to.
He is not, but the people will take it that way. He's just putting two instances that way. Here one thing, here one thing. Right? So sometimes this can be like, that's where we have to be very careful in approaching the commentaries written by our acharyas. Even when we go to other acharyas commentaries, we have to go with a very careful attitude. That is why Prabhupada's purports are so perfect in keeping us in the track. He condenses everything. Like we have been discussing with the brahmacharis also. Amazing thing we have. The discussion, the purports are all so amazing. We should be very appreciative of that first. So let's read what Prabhupada is now writing to Sumati Maharaj. Yes, Chitra Mataji, you have a question or comment?
Yeah, Prabhuji. This, I mean, how do we take, I mean, when Vallabhacharya says that mine commentary is far better than Sridhar, isn't it a pride that it is reflecting? Or
it's like when Parashuram meets Lord Ram, right? Lord Ram aims his arrow, and he says, "Now I have taken my arrow. I cannot put it back into my quiver. So where do you want me to shoot this?" Parashuram will say, "You shoot it on my pride. Remove my." Parashuram is also Krishna's incarnation. Why would he say that? Right? So that is a pastime played to teach us an instruction. We should not judge Vallabhacharya also. We should not judge Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also here for thing. It is just a pastime as an instruction for us to be careful in whenever we write some commentary. We may not write commentary, we give classes, and I may speak some points which I may call it as a realization, but people may, the listeners may not take it in the same way, right? So it is definitely a sense of pride, but we should not attach it to Vallabhacharya. That's what we see Prabhupada saying in a very balanced way.
Something to share.
Yes, Prabhu.
So there was one His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj was giving lecture, and he mentioned clearly that this I mean the persons who worship the impersonalist Brahman, they are foolish. So अगले दिन 15 लोग आ गए. I mean they got offended and they came, and then somebody informed him that ऐसे लोग आ गए हैं, and then he said, I had full faith in Krishna. And then वो बोले कि हम आपसे शास्त्रार्थ करना चाहते हैं. बोले कौन सा शास्त्र का अर्थ करना आपको बताइए. शास्त्रार्थ में शास्त्र का अर्थ होता है तो कौन सा इसका करना. So he said Bhagavad Gita पे करना. And then they had this thing, but he said he is not going to conclude anything. Whatever he is saying is true facts, and whatever shloka I will not go into in the rest of time. So I mean the thing is, I mean whatever is presented is true, and that's what Prabhupada has done here.
Yeah, this is the beauty of Prabhupada. He puts things as it is. There is no his own things he is not making, and it's not a hearsay as she is. So she has not read the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Prabhupada has read Chaitanya Charitamrita. So how can we say like that? That's the challenge. Many problems come because people don't read the Shastras properly. They all here in Hindu Dharma, mainly the Sanatana, they think they don't accept that it's a Sanatanis. They are just still thinking they're Hindus. All concocted ideas. Shiva is like this, Brahma is like this, all those different things. From grandfather, grandmother, they hear and come. And then they'll tell us. For us, the greatest advantage we have is we don't go anywhere outside of the Shastras. Even if we find something that should be in line with the Shastras. So, does that help, Mataji?
yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Please, let's read the Prabhupada's reply now.
Prabhupada was concerned that Sumati Moraji not misunderstand his statements or intentions. I'm sorry to learn that you have become a little agitated regarding the publication of an article in our Back to Godhead magazine, he replied. It is certainly unpleasant, but the officers who publish the magazine do not know Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat. In this material world, only palatable truth should be spoken.
Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat means you tell the Satyam but same pleasing way. Na Bruyat, Satyam Apriyam. The next statement is that Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat, Na Bruyat, Satyam Apriyam. Don't tell Satyam if it is unpleasant. Yes, Prabhu, please continue. No, that unpalatable truth should be carefully avoided. That's what it means. Please read the next one. Beautifully, Prabhupada saying that's here.
The unpalatable truth should be carefully avoided. The cause of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's agitation was much the same as your own. As you are irritated by the criticism of Sri Vallabhacharya, similarly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also agitated when Vallabhacharya criticized Sridhar Swami.
This is Prabhupada. See, now he put the whole thing in place just by one statement. How you are attached to Vallabhacharya, you are agitated. No? Same way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving so much respect to Swami. Why Vallabhacharya should have put like that? So there is a way of putting things. Prabhupada knows that trick. Now please read further.
Prabhupada pointed out that Sridhar Swami was accepted as the original most important commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam. The parampara of commentators, he stated, has existed for a very long time. It was also accepted during Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time. But Sri Vallabhacharya violated the system. Instead of acknowledging Sridhar Swami's preeminent position, he wanted to take it himself. I am enclosing here with some photocopies of the important verses from the original book Chaitanya Charitamrita that specifically deal with the subject matter. These verses are from Antya Leela, chapter 7, entitled Lord Chaitanya Meets Vallabha Bhatta.
And actually by then Chaitanya Charitamrita was not printed. It was still work in progress. Ours, I mean. Yeah. Please continue.
I would like to draw your attention to verse 113 on page 55, where Vallabha Bhatta says, in my commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, I have refuted the explanations of Sridhar Swami. I cannot accept his explanations. Moreover, verse 114 states, whatever Sridhar Swami reads, he explains according to the circumstances. Therefore, he is inconsistent in his explanations and cannot be accepted as an authority.
This is the statement of Vallabhacharya.
Vallabha Bhatta's declaration certainly agitated Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Consequently, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remarked
sarcastically. We should appreciate Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because considering Vallabhacharya's elderly, is being elderly and all that, he only mentioned sarcastically. Vallabhacharya directly said, I refute. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said it in indirect way only. Whoever is rejecting Swami, I consider him as a prostitute, like that. He's saying in an indirect way. He knows the etiquette of saying that. Okay, please continue.
Consequently, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remarked sarcastically that he considered that anyone who did not accept the Swami, Sridhar Swamiji, as an authority was a prostitute. Prabhu hasi kahe.
Prabhu hasi kahe means he's smiling and telling.
Smiled and said. But he smiled and said this jokingly because they were friends.
This is the point. This is the point. They were friends. Between friends, they may say, hey, you are a liar. No, you are thinking you are honest. So they will talk like that. That's it. Things are over. Between acharyas, anytime something like this happens, we should not really take it as if they are beyond the mode. They are more in touch with Krishna. That may be to teach some point to people like others, Please continue, Prabhu. This is how Prabhupada, we now how much we can learn from Prabhupada in this amazing letter, no? He doesn't compromise on his stand. At the same time, he is also apologizing for that Satyam Prabhupada also he quotes. And this way you will see Sumati Morarji becomes even more respectful of Prabhupada's stand. Okay, the disciples might have put it. So it is a very great, very tricky art to keep your faith also intact and my faith also to keep my position also clear. This is what my position is, but this does not mean that I'm offending you. It is just that we have to understand from a balanced thing. So what is the problem at Sumati Morarji's side? She is attached to Vallabhacharya, which is very fine, but she did not know Chaitanya Charitamrita, and she didn't know that Prabhupada is quoting exactly from the Shastras. And she was more sentimentally attached, so she is saying like, no, if the Shastra is there, then how can she, right? So let's read further.
Although this point is very controversial, it is not based on hearsay, as you have stated, but it is authoritative document by the Chaitanya Charitamrita. As you have written in a friendly spirit, I do not wish to discuss this point further. If you will kindly take a little trouble to read this chapter, Lord Chaitanya meets Vallabha Bhatta, you will understand the whole situation. Everything will become clear if you kindly read this chapter with attention. For example, we see that two lawyers in the courtroom may fight vigorously about a law point, but upon returning to the law library, they talk and embrace like friends. So you should always remember that we have no ill feelings towards Vallabha Bhattacharya. We have full respect for him. So there is no harm if these facts are discussed in the society of devotees. Devotees always humbly offer respect to everyone, but when there is a discussion on a point of Shastra, they do not observe the usual etiquette. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat. They speak only the Satyam, truth, although it may not necessarily be priyam, pleasing. I hope you will understand the whole situation. If you still have any doubts, I shall be glad to hear from you and shall try to satisfy you to the best of my ability. I am presently not in very good health. Nonetheless, I hope this meets you well. Yours ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
See, for all that matters, my spiritual master is a Vallabhacharya from Vallabhacharya Pushtimarg. And there are many questions that were asked. There are some audio clips also where they asked about whether to worship Laddu Gopal, is Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, what about it, and all those things they were asked. And Maharaj gives very, very balanced answer there, because he is from that Sampradaya and he is taken to our Brahma Gaudiya Sampradaya. Then he knows what is what there. So you know what was lacking there, what is the pluses there, and still he knows his grandfather worshipped 70 Laddu Gopals. When he was like Gaurang's age, he knew that 17 Laddu Gopals were worshipped every single day. How can he give up on Laddu Gopals? But when it came to philosophy, Maharaj will never give up on Prabhupada's philosophy. He completely will just stick, because there is no one who had given us the importance of sticking to the Shastras like this. Otherwise, we can also be like a Sumati Murarji. How can you say like from hearsay? Prabhupada didn't tell from hearsay. And that's why he balanced this whole thing so beautifully. Any comments, questions here, Prabhus? Mataji's?
How beautifully Prabhupada has answered this. I mean, he starts in a very sweet tone, presents the facts, and ends also in a very sweet tone.
Very sweet tone. And he's saying, see, I shall try to satisfy you to the best of my ability.
That's what I
It's so amazing it is.
Prabhupada knew
Yes,
how to please. Prabhupada knew how to please somebody and also pacify their feelings.
And he's not diluting the concept, diluting the philosophy. He's very clear about the philosophy part. That is the beauty here. So this is where Prabhupada is showing us that you can stand your ground, but still be pleasing to the recipient.
So this closed the issue actually.
Yeah. See here. Who wants to read next? Anybody wants to read? Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
After Prabhupada's reply, there was no further argument from Sumati Murarji, and Prabhupada was also submitted a testimonial for her later that month. Madam Sumati Murarji is a great friend of our Krishna conscious movement. I first met her in connection with the printing of my Srimad Bhagavatam, and she was so kind as to immediately pay me 500 rupees for it. Later on, in 1965, when I wanted to go to the US, I appealed to this benevolent lady again to carry me abroad one of her ships to New York, and she immediately arranged for it. I was able to start for the US on account of her kindness and taking some books with me. I safely reached on September 19th, 1965. When I returned to India in 1970, she gave me a good reception in her office building. Many nice gentlemen also met me at that time. I feel obliged to this benevolent lady in so many ways for her helping this Krishna conscious movement. I wish that Lord Krishna may give her a long life, fully engaged in the service of the Lord.
So if you
Prabhupada,
1 minute, Bas. Actually, if you notice some of memories of Prabhupada, her memory is one of the sweetest actually. She will share her experience of meeting Prabhupada, how he was sitting in the front desk of her office for the whole day, waiting for that one free ticket in her cargo ship. And it's amazing really how Prabhupada maintained that relationship. So it didn't stop there actually. It started continuing for some time because the people who were behind this agitation were more, they were trying to take on. Sometimes a subtle envy will also be there, that how come this person is becoming more famous and they're accepting. Some things can also be there in some people. Sumati Morarji, at least she was more friendly and well-wisher of Prabhupada in that way. So she had that is why Prabhupada is taking so much pain to make sure she doesn't, because she's a very important person. She's a very,
friend.
yeah, not only friend, she's also an important figure at the time of society, in the society also.
I have a question.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, want to understand actually in the current contemporary context, I mean, the position of the Shankaracharya with regards to the Ram temple, they had different
They had
views.
different opinions.
So how do we take them? I mean, whatever the feeling that I have is, I mean, they're not very pro what the Sanatanis are trying to do. So how should we understand them?
There are always people with different opinions, Prabhu. See, there is Prabhupada always said, it is not a contradiction, it is difference. People will have different opinions. We can't go by everybody's, how can you satisfy everybody? It's not a secular. Secularism will not work. Thing. Everybody's opinion has to be taken. Means one will take this, one will take black, one will take white. How can you say, okay, I don't want either black nor white, let's say gray. Krishna is gray, Krishna is blue color, Krishna is red color. You will mix the two color and put a common color or what? That's what they do many times. That's not the way to do. What is in the scriptures you do. And now they didn't find, see where they didn't want to do extend the Ram Mandir thing for a long time, so they did something. Maybe there are many other reasons. They had some whatever reasons it may be, but it is built is built. How does it matter? The Shankaracharya will say, oh, no, this is not properly done, that is not properly done. But who knows? After 500 years, they got the land. If they keep on extending, now see Bangladesh, so many things are happening. Like that, if something happened, then everything will be again back to square one. Right? So many people died, they lost their lives in the last 5 centuries. Right? So many reasons could have been there. So we should be, one thing I was always appreciative of, and Maharaj used to say this, I think I've shared this earlier also, that we just got a flat in Bangalore many years ago. And I was in a rental place and I had to move to the flat. So what happened? We wanted to do a housewarming and then moving. Housewarming means we just wanted to do simple yajna. So the Pujari Prabhu is a devotee, ISKCON devotee only. He said, Prabhu, I want to do it on Balram Jayanti, by the way. So I told him, Prabhu, why don't we do it on Balram Jayanti? It's an auspicious day. Then he said, Prabhu, Balram Jayanti is definitely auspicious, but we should not do it on Tuesdays. This comes on Tuesday. So let's do it. I'm going out somewhere. I'll come back and we'll do it on the following week. But I had told my tenant, the owner too, that I'm leaving. He's not willing to change the words. So I cannot go and stay in a hotel for just with all the items and everything. So I called Maharaj and to Maharaj's situation, what I should do. Then Maharaj said, oh, so you have to go 1 week later. Yes, Maharaj, that's what the Pujari is telling. The priest is telling. Maharaj said, so okay, what is the guarantee that you'll be alive for 1 week? I simply asked that question. Shubha says, Shigram, you better do it. If the day is auspicious, do more kirtan, more uproarious kirtan, it will be purified. Holy name purifies everything. Why can't it purify your house, man? Or the day? So this is how we should be practical. Shankaracharya may say something that no, this is wrong, that is wrong. You do nice Ram Kirtan, nice prasadam distribution, do it nicely, then all inauspicious become auspicious. When Krishna was appearing, all the inauspicious planets turned to become auspicious. No. Why? because holy names are chanted so nicely. And Chaitanya Prabhu, when he was born, that was also, when he appeared here, that also was to eclipse. But that time everybody was chanting Haribol, then that became purified. So, for us, the only one thing, mantrataha, tantrataha, chidram, desha kalarha vastutaha, sarvam karoti nischidram, anusankirtanam tava. This is, you know who says this? Shukracharya says this. Demon head. This is our spiritual master, the demon is glorifying holy names. Mantrataha, tantrataha, chidram. Chidram means imperfect. Kamali Mataji will remember this because we read this in Hyderabad just last week. So this Sandhya Mataji was there. They were there from Hyderabad. So he had nice. He is telling Mantrataha, Tantrataha, Chidram. Your mantra, your whatever paraphernalia, yajna, that all, they are all imperfect. Desha Kalarha Vastutaha. Based on your Desha, Kala and paraphernalias, Vastus, it can be imperfect. But Sarvam Karoti Nishchidram, all these imperfections are made perfect. By how? What? Anusankirtanam Tava. By your Sankirtan. That is our philosophy. So Prabhupada always said this thing, that even in Vrindavan or anywhere else they were doing the yajnas and all the Sri Vaishnava, they all came and did Paka, this thing. But Prabhupada said, while they do all these yajnas, you please sit around and chant the holy names. That is our way of anything was shortcoming, anything will be purified. Right? So this is how we see that.
Before coming to ISKCON, I was also having reservations about that Tuesday is not good, Saturday is not good, don't do. So,
but for Yamaraj, there is no good and bad.
Yeah, as I joined
ISKCON,
as I joined ISKCON, reading this Bhagavatam, all those misconceptions are left.
Yeah. Man, there is no time for us to, who knows when we are going.
When Maharajji, he was giving class and he said, who all are there for first time? Many of them raised their hand. And who all are there for last time? Nobody raised their hand.
How do you know?
Because we don't know, bro.
Anytime things can happen. Nice discussion. So let's continue because this is going to go for a little while. Chitra Mataji is reading now. Mataji, you are reading, right? Your voice
Yes,
is. Yeah. Now we can hear you. You read one more paragraph, Mataji.
okay. Prabhupada was not happy that the editor of the BTG had printed an article on such a controversial topic. And
see, he is now turning his guns to the other side. Man, you guys, don't you know the responsibility of what to put and what not to put?
And said that they should be more discreet in what they published and not disturb people who were friends of ISKCON, including our life members in Bombay, who were also followers of Vallabhacharya.
Bombay is full of Vallabh Sampradaya. All the Marwadis and even Gujaratis, they are all Srinathji worshippers. Ambanis also. Yeah.
There has been some disturbance created by the publishing of a few comments on Vallabhacharya. He wrote Jagannath Sutta, the editor, kindly avoid comments such as these in future publications. The head of Kalacakra Sampradaya in Bombay was a good friend of Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON. Prabhupada had even mentioned him in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. The present head of the Bhattacharya Sampradaya of Bombay is named Dikshit Maharaj. He is very friendly to our movement, and whenever we meet him, the learned Brahmana scholar highly praised the activities of Hare Krishna movement. He is a life member of our society, and although he is a learned scholar in the Brahmanic caste tradition, he accepts our society and considers its members bona fide devotees of Lord Vishnu. But they are 1970.
See, Prabhupada to write somebody in his purport is, very, it makes some very important thing there, right? But then this is the Dikshita, right? Dikshit Maharaj. But his son is not very favorable. Please continue. Yes, Mataji, please read this paragraph.
But Dikshita's son, Shyam Goswami, also in Bombay, had from the beginning been antagonistic to ISKCON and he took up the cause of criticizing us from Prabhupada's statement in BTG. I wrote to Prabhupada and enclosed a strongly worded letter written by Shyam, which had been circulated to some of our life members. In it, he protested the BTG article, condemned ISKCON as a fanatical organization, called for our life members to withdraw their support, and was personally insulting to Prabhupada.
Anyone else want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, shall I read?
Come over, please.
I also proposed a solution. We were thinking of replying to the incident in the Hare Krishna monthly, sent to all of our members every month.
Are you also
proposing
the solution?
Giriraj Maharaj is saying.
Yes.
I also proposed the solution.
Prabhu is giving some comment here. Tuesdays are inauspicious in South for resisting land, but we can remember that the Mars demigod is widely gracious to give space land to every living being in this world. Because Tuesday means Mars, you know. So when Tuesdays are actually auspicious. Nice. Yes, Mataji, please continue.
I also proposed a solution. We were thinking of replying to this incident in the Hare Krishna monthly, sent to all of our members every month. The format would be in terms of a letter to the editor stating that I was very concerned about the article published in Back to Godhead about Sri Vallabhacharya, and I would like you to clarify the situation. Then we could publish the reply you sent to Srimat Murarji.
So it is like this. They are only making up that thing. Someone can write a letter to Prabhupada like that, you know, to the editor, and the Prabhupada's reply can put there.
Yeah.
So please continue.
And then we could publish the reply you sent to Srimati Murarji. Prabhupada accepted my suggestion, and a few weeks later, I was pleased to add, we received only one letter of protest from Shyam Goswami, sent his letter, and now that the Vallabhacharya leader in Ahmedabad has been exposed, none of the Vallabhacharya followers are venturing any criticism against us. So, except for a few sensitive souls, the matter seems to have died down. One criticism that continued was from Sri
Maharaj is adding this thing to Prabhupada. He's writing this to Prabhupada in a letter.
Yeah. One criticism that continued was from Sri Govindlalji Maharaj of Nathdwara, the head of the Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, who wrote me through his secretary that he had been pained by the highly disparaging remarks in the BTG article and accused the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita of being biased and ignorant of Sri Vallabhacharya's commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam and how it had refuted Sridhara Swami. The letter concluded by...
One second.
Sorry.
Okay, it's meet you in the morning. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for joining us, Prabhu. I didn't know that you had to. Yes, Mataji, please continue.
One criticism that continued was from Sri Govindlalji Maharaj of Nathdwara, the head of the Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, who wrote to me through his
the highly disparaging remarks. Yes, after that. Accused the author of
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita of being biased and ignorant of Sri Vallabhacharya's commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam and how it had refuted Sridhar Swami's. The letter concluded by saying that until ISKCON and Prabhupada made suitable amends and rectified the error of insulting Sri Vallabhacharya, the head and members of the Sampradaya would disassociate themselves from our movement. So this Govindlalji Maharaj the son of Dikshit son Shyam Goswami. Is there any distinction between these two people, Prabhuji, that both of them had similar?
No. He was in Bombay. Head of the Vallabhacharya in Bombay. He was a good So Prabhupada, this is in Srinathwar.
Nadwar.
Different. Different people are like when Namablila Prabhu also spoke something about
Vivekananda.
yeah. Then there are so many
So,
different.
that's so sad. When I sent Prabhupada Govindalalji Maharaj comments, he replied immediately, citing the authority of the Shastras and directing his remarks to Maharaj. We can't rectify what is written in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he wrote. We have no bad feeling or disrespect for Vallabhacharya. We consider ourselves the most obedient servants of Vallabhacharya.
Who is saying
The
this?
exchange, Prabhupada, obedient servants of
And
Vallabhacharya.
of all the bhajans, the most sweetest bhajan is Adaram Madhuram, that is written by Vallabhacharya. Right? So my Guru Maharaj actually loves that bhajan like anything. Yeah, please continue, Mataji.
The exchange between Lord Chaitanya and Vallabhacharya was on friendly terms. This was raised in connection with supporting the position of the Acharya. The real point is that Sridhar Swami is still being criticized by you, and this criticism of Sridhar Swami was as much intolerable for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his criticism upon Vallabhacharya is intolerable for you. Such kind of friendly criticism you will always find among learned scholars, but that does not mean any ill feeling with one another. So, as you can criticize Sridhara Swami in the above words, what is wrong if in the same spirit the supporters of Sridhara Swami criticize you? There is an English proverb spoken by Lord Jesus Christ. Judge not others, lest you be judged.
This is very beautiful, na?
So the conclusion is, as we learn from Chaitanya Charitamrita, that in the beginning, Sri Vallabhacharya criticized Sridhara Swami, and then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu criticized Vallabhacharya. So what can we do now after 500 years? Recently, this is so true. Recently, some criticism has appeared in the Illustrated Weekly also. So such things will go on in this world, but that does not mean we have got any disrespect for any Vaishnava Acharya. I conveyed Prabhupada's points to Govindaji Maharaj, concluding, we hope that these words will help clarify the situation. A few months later, I wrote to Prabhupada that Shyam Goswami's temple in Bombay had been raided by government authorities. One after the other, leaders of the Vallabhacharya Sampradaya in both Bombay and Nathdwara, as well as in Ahmedabad, were exposed as authorities found hidden catches of gold, jewels, and money, and discovered love letters and sex scandals between the priests and ladies in the congregation. Oh my God. Shyam Goswami and Vallabhacharya's other inheritors were replaced by a new set of trustees. The whole Sampradaya was in chaos. Perhaps I wrote.
This is what we say. Frog, by making sound only, it invites.
It attracts the snake.
It attracts the death, the snake, personified death. If they had kept quiet, these things would not have happened. Maharaj writes very nicely here.
Perhaps I wrote Prabhupada. Their offense at your lotus feet is becoming their downfall.
See.
I thought of Sanatan Goswami's quote from the Skanda Purana in his Hari Bhakta Vilas. Yohi Bhagavatam Lokam Upahasam Drupottama Karoti Tasya Nashyanti Artha Dharma Yashashuta Anti Nindati Vaidveshti Vaishnavan Nabhinandati Prujyate Yatino Harsham Darshane Patanani. Patanani means fall down. One who derides an exalted devotee loses the results of his pious activity, his opulence, and his reputation.
This is Maharaj is writing this, yeah.
Yeah, Giriraj Maharaj writing to Prabhupada. Whoever kills or blasphemes a Vaishnava, and whoever is envious of a Vaishnava or angry with him, or whoever does not offer him obeisances or feel joy upon seeing him, certainly falls into a hellish condition. This is a lesson for everybody.
Everybody, yeah. That's why Maharaj has taken pains to put the whole this thing saga in place here. Please continue, Mataji.
Murti Dasa.
Prabhuji,
Yeah, Prabhu.
I'll stop sharing because this is the last page in the scanned copy.
Oh, okay. Then we are also about to end. We'll just this is the thing, no? So okay. What we'll do, 376, okay, last page. I will read just a few more things from the book. Mataji, you are reading from the book or from the...
Yes, I am reading from the book, Prabhuji.
Okay. Then, yeah, we will read this part. You can continue reading. Those are books, book can follow. Others can hear, yeah.
Murti Dasa from the construction department and some other devotees from Juhu went to Nathdwara and met the Tilkayat Maharaj, who received them warmly and graciously and gave them a beautiful large painting of Srinath Ji with gold leaf and stones as a gift for Srila Prabhupada.
See, the whole scene has changed now.
Prabhupada was pleased to receive it, especially after the earlier tense dealings with the Maharaja. And he had the frame painting hung on the wall opposite his translating desk, where it hangs even now.
No, not Govindalaji Maharaj. Tilkayat Maharaj was there. No?
Tilkayat Maharaj. Yeah, Tilkayat.
Was there. Where was he?
Nathdwara, no? Went to Nathdwara and met the Tilkayat Maharaj.
He was the head.
Yes. Somewhere else, Tilkayat Maharaj.
It came in the previous page, Prabhuji.
Govindalaji Maharaj.
Tilkayat Maharaj came.
Acharya. Shyam Goswami. Govindalaji Maharaj. And here. How come we not able to see this?
Prabhuji, in page 371, his reference is there, Tilkayat Maharaj.
Where is it now? But with that is Tilkayat Govindalal Maharaj. Okay. His full name is Tilkayat Govindalal Maharaj.
Okay.
Same person only. Okay. Yes, please continue, Mataji.
Earlier in October 1974, Murti Dasa had visited the Srinathji temple, and his warm reception there had prompted Prabhupada to address a letter to the temple. My dear sir, please accept my best wishes. I have received a report from my disciple Murti Dasa Adhikari of the nice program that was held in Nathdwara. I am very thankful for your cooperation for spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Vallabhacharya were good friends, and Vallabhacharya many times visited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We get this information from authorized books. So far as I know, Gopalaji is coming from Madhavendra Puri, the original Acharya of Gaudiya Vaishnava. His disciple was Ishwara Puri, and his disciple was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is a great need for spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world based on the Bhagavad Gita as it is. We have been successful in this attempt. I am very well known to Dikshit G. Goswami of Bombay. He likes very much my movement and my books. I am very much grateful for your contribution of so many books on Vallabha Sampradaya and also the framed pictures. Faithfully yours, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
Prabhupada is going to make sure he makes friends with everybody, isn't it? And by the way, do any of you know that there was never a actual real photo taken of Srinathji? whatever picture you see in those all hand done by their what they had seen and come, that's all. Based on that, they have done. So the original Srinaji picture, nowhere it is there. And nobody has taken it.
Oh,
You can go inside the temple and take darshan, but you cannot take picture.
so till date nobody has taken.
The whatever picture you see in different places they're putting,
Artist
it is their artisan made, like Balaji, they make like that.
They won't even allow us to stay in front of the deity for too long, Prabhuji. They'll chase us away. And they'll close the curtains.
They will do that. In a day, they will keep changing 6-8 times. So the dresses, no, Shringar,
Yes, Alankar. Yes.
They keep coming and going. So
they also have their version of how the deities came into existence.
Yeah, that is there. So Surdas was there. He wrote all his bhajans there. So nothing wrong. It is just that the versions are different, but that does not mean that. See, we are thinking that only one way thing has to happen, but there can be both ways things can happen, and there can be two reasons how things work out. Also, Krishna can come in multiple different ways. Till now, nobody knows. See, for example, ISKCON and some other temples are celebrating Janmashtami on 20. Always Janmashtami is a confusion. 26th they celebrate. Banke Bihari ji, there they celebrate on 27th. So Krishna, always it is 2-2. Till now, 2-2 mothers, 2-2 fathers. Everything is Krishna. This, please, if anyone else wants to read for a few more lines, because Maharaj is talking about Independence Day, and yesterday was the date, so we are kind of very close to that date. Now almost 27. How many years? 23 plus 24, 47 years before it has happened. 20, 48, 49 years. Yeah. Anyone else wants to read a couple of paragraphs, and we'll stop after that. Hare Krishna. Okay, let me read them. On August 15, Indian Independence Day, some of the tenants assembled in the garden at noon stood in silence for a minute before the small statue of Gandhi, and then proceeded with their annual celebration, garlanding the statue, hoisting the flag, singing the national anthem, and distributing sweets. This is in Mumbai. Where is the question of independence? Prabhupada challenged us. Haurishori gave him his massage on the balcony adjoining his bedroom. We are all dependent at every step on Krishna's mercy. The Indians struggled to become independent of the British, but who is independent of the laws of Mother Nature? Prabhupada cited the ongoing drought in England, which was afflicting many people. The vegetation was drying up. Animals are being killed prematurely because there was no fodder. Factories in Wales were closing, and there were stock of importing water. No one can do anything about it, and they think it is all happening by chance. Prabhupada said there's not a single person in the whole world who actually knows anything. No one except you, Srila Prabhupada Hariswari commented. Is that just flattery, or do you actually acknowledge that? Prabhupada asked, smiling. Actually, because Hariswari Prabhu is a British. Hariswari assured him that it was not just empty praise, and as he related in his diary, Prabhupada accepted it with pleasure as a heartfelt submission. This is in his translated diary for books now. The following day, during an early morning conversation on Prabhupada's roof, some devotees raised the question of other devotees going to Radhakund. Those going to Radhakund were supporting their actions by citing Srila Rupa Goswami's advice in the last verses of the Upadeshamrita 9, 10, 11 that one should bathe in and reside at Radhakund. Prabhupada challenged whether the devotees going to Radhakund had followed the other instructions, meaning the first verse. Vacha vegam manasa krodha vegam jikhva vegam udara pasta vegam yetan vegan yosheta diraha sarvam api imam prithvim sasishat. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world. He said that there was a test whether one was sober and could tolerate these urges. Yetan vegan yovishayata diraha. If so, then Radhakund was for him. Not that someone kept 3 dozen Seva Dasis, mistresses, was living in Radhakund. If Prabhupada had not given these instructions, no, everybody will be going and building the high-rise apartments around Radhakund. It's retaining its thing a little bit somewhat. He said that his Guru Maharaj had wanted to publish the confidential scripture Govinda Leelamrit and asked Bhaktivinoda Thakur's permission. First, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had said, I will tell you one day. And when Bhaktisiddhanta had reminded him, he had said, yes, you can print one copy for you, not for distribution. We are printing all these books for understanding properly. Prabhupada explained, not that here is Radha Kund, let us go, jump over like monkey, here is Rasa Leela. Then Achyutananda added, even in Krishna book, Rasa Leela should not be told in public. Prabhupada responded, no, why? Krishna book must be there. In the book it must be there, but you should go gradually. First of all, understand Krishna, then Krishna Leela. If you have not understood Krishna, you will think Krishna's Rasa Leela is just like our mixing with young women. And then it becomes polluted because you have not understood Krishna. The Bhagavad Gita says, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye, Yatadamapi Siddhanam. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection. And of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Krishna understanding is so easy. If you do not understand Krishna, how can you go to Krishna's confidential activities? You read all the books first of all. Then you will be able to understand. Krishna lifted a hill. Now, how you can become equal with Krishna? They also wear the Radha Kund Mati Tilak, Achyutananda added. What is, there is no harm, Prabhupada explained, but they should understand what is Radha Kund and how to deal with Radha Kund. Raghunath Das Goswami showed how to live in Radha Kund. Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Natibihi, Kalavasani Kadav. Raghunath Das Goswami is the one who excavated, and he was the one who stayed. That's why his Samadhi is there even now. And 24 hours bhajan is going on there. He was circumambulating Radha Kund, falling down, making a mark. That is Radha Kundwasi. President. He not only counted holy names but also offered obeisances so many 100 times. That is Radha Kund. So much vairagya detachment he showed. He can take bath in Radha Kund. He can take bath in Radha. First of all, do this like Raghunath Das Goswami. Sankhya Purvaka Namakana Natibihi Kala Vasani Kritav Nidra Ahara Vihara Kadi Vijitav Chatyanta Dinav Chayav. Nidra Ahara Vihara Kadi Vijitav. Giving up all these things. The 6 Goswamis are engaged in chanting the holy names of the Lord and bowing down in a scheduled measurement. In this way, they utilize their valuable lives, and executing these devotional activities, they conquered overeating and sleeping and are always meek and humble. Shad Goswami Ashtaka 6. The Bhagavad Gita is the entrance. Then the Bhagavata is graduate, and then Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is the step by step. But if one is sincere, everything becomes revealed. He does not commit mistake. The conclusion was that we must be sincere. But how would we demonstrate that we were sincere, or how could we become sincere? You see, Prabhupada continued. You can become independent. Nobody can check you. Everyone is independent. Yatechasi tata guru. But one who wants to be regulated, he has to surrender. That is voluntary. Otherwise, everyone is free to do whatever he likes. And those who are surrendered souls, they will wait for the instruction of the Guru and do accordingly. That is the proper Guru Mukha Padma Vakya, Chittate Kariyaika, Arana Kariha. Make the teachings of the lotus mouth of the spiritual master one with your heart and do not desire anything else. That is wanted. Otherwise, all living beings are independent. Even if I say you do not do it, you are independent. You can do it. Even Krishna gives independence to Arjuna. I have told you everything. Now you do whatever you like. So that depends on the candidate. Everyone is free to do anything. But if he is actually serious, then he has to do Guru Mukha Padma Vakya, Chittate Kariyaika, Arana Kariha. To be sincere, serious, surrendered, that I considered was our challenge. If we were successful, we would be saved from mistakes and everything would be revealed step by step. What prompts the soul to misuse his independence? Because he has got little independence. He has got this. Why do some misuse it and some never misuse it? That depends on him. If one is determined that I shall only act according to the advice of my Guru Maharaj, then he is perfect. One has to submit like Arjuna said. Submit like Arjuna, like Arjuna said, now I am your disciple and the soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. Otherwise, he will argue. We will continue. We will stop here. Already it's time. It continues a little bit more, but we will continue page number 380 towards the end. Thank you, Prabhus, Matajis, for joining in today. Krishna willing, we will commence. As we're going around traveling also, get some little break in between, and you will.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hey, Raghav, Hari Bol. So happy to see you. So nice to see you. You're all right now.
What, Prabhuji?
All right, we are all right.
You're all right now.
Yes, Prabhuji.
We're all praying for you, man.
Wonderful to see you, really.
So happy to
Very,
see you.
very nice.
Receive that kavacha or something that Rajesh Prabhu sent from
Yes.
Homeland.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, Jai. See, Narsinghdev is protecting you. So nice. We have Raghav, we have Gaurang. All next generation is also taking to Prabhupada Smaranam. We are so glad. Hare Krishna.
So glad to see Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you.
Raghav will see you soon. Krishna willing. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhu's Matajis. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai.
Prabhuji, thank you very much.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.